Your professor just gave you an F on your last exam. So naturally, like any normal person would do in this situation, you decide to get back at him by spiking his coffee with poison. But he's a really smart professor, and he somehow figured out what you were doing before drinking the coffee. Now, rather than being a normal professor and having you arrested for attempted murder, he spikes your coffee with poison and nearly kills you! You feel violated, unsafe even, and you know you have to put a stop to the professor. But when you report him to the campus police, you find out that he's been poisoning students who try to kill him for years by working with the secret socialist administration of the former Soviet Union. Because of this, he doesn't take too kindly to whistleblowers. And for trying to report him, he has you thrown into a Jamaican concentration camp, where you'll spend the next 37 years harvesting bananas for the local warlords. The fascinating thing about that story is not only was it one of the most engaging stories of all time, but it had zero scripting involved in it. It actually happened a few years ago to one of my good friends, George Floyd. But it got me wondering, if a story that engaging and entertaining could be created without scripting, what other fun things can be created without scripting? Now, to fully understand the scope of our capabilities here, we need to venture off to a world of loneliness and vitamin D deficiencies. Video games. Kinda like a movie or a play, all video games have scripts. The script of a game is just all the written code used to make it run smoothly. Like actors reading the script of a play to understand their role, computers read off the script of a video game to understand how the game should run. Just bear with me, we're almost at the climax of all of this. I mentioned earlier that I wanted to expand on the positive outcomes that can come from not using scripts. And I quickly proved that a story could be fun and exciting with no script. But could a video game be fun and exciting with no script? This is the longest analogy I've ever used for an intro. Basically, we're gonna try and make a full video game with only 3D models. All video games require massive amounts of scripting to achieve some of the most basic systems. But today, utilizing tons of different loopholes, mechanics, and effects, we're going to do all of that and more with no scripting. Taking inspiration from no one at all and completely coming up with my own original ideas, I think I've discovered a way to make a working, playable video game without scripting at all. In the end, I ended up not even using animation, UIs, VFX, or anything besides 3D modeling to make this game. The game we're gonna make is called 3D Modeling Pride, to raise awareness for just how much 3D models can do on their own and hopefully inspire some aspiring young 3D modelers out there. Now, to start building 3D Modeling Pride, we're gonna need a game engine. There's a bunch of game engines out there to choose from, and I'm not too picky with them, so I decided to pick a game engine where the CEO isn't in support of pedophilia and definitely isn't trying to monopolize his entire platform, Roblox Studio. Okay, so we got the game engine to start work on the the original game concept that I came up with on my own. We're gonna need 3D models. The first one is gonna be bad topology, and the second one is just gonna be the default cube. I promise, we're gonna have a cool use for these guys in a second. We can import them to Roblox Studio using the Import 3D tool. And now we can give them some beautiful dopamine maxing colors. So my goal for the game is going to be able to drag one part into the... So my goal for the game is going to be able to drag one part into the other with my mouse and use it to navigate an obstacle course. Kinda like maneuvering a hockey puck around with a stick. The cube is going to be our hockey stick, and the bad topology is going to be our hockey puck. Obviously, the tough part about making this game without scripting is going to be being able to select the cube and actually drag it around and have it like collide with the hockey puck. I mean, surely a feature like that would just take a ton of scripting, and Roblox definitely wouldn't just have it built in. Wrong again. And just like that, half of the game is finished. Our next challenge is making sure the player can't collide with the bad topology so that they can't cheat. We want them to only be able to move the bad topology with our cube. We can use collision groups for this. Roblox by default has everything collidable with everything, but collision groups allow only certain objects to collide with certain objects. Clearly, the first step toward doing this is stealing someone else's 3D model. Take a random NPC character from the toolbox and make it the starter character. Then give it its own collision group. Now make a second collision group for the default cube and bad topology. Now make it so the player collision group cannot collide with that group. Bam. If segregating collision groups works this well, I can only imagine how well it would work with actual people. Okay, the basic mechanics of the game are working great. Now we just need a difficult obstacle course for the players to beat, and some in-game branding. We now have a beautiful sign! Let's see if it's any fun. I gotta say, I'm already having the time of my life just staring at that beautiful sign over there. Honestly, the game's already running pretty smoothly. I mean, the drag detector we're using is working great. The ball is moving okay. I'm more than happy with myself. This game is awesome, man. I could honestly sit here and play this for hours. Let me just, yep, we gotta move you over there. No, come back, no. Alright, this game, I'm done. And there it is, a functioning, incredible game without using a single script. Only 3D models. Honestly, this game was about as fun as using supported creator code Clonemace in the Fortnite item shop. Thank you all so much for your ad revenue. Please remember to unsubscribe and turn off notifications if you haven't already, as we are officially on the road toward not having any TikTok followers.